Covered up a few bits of rust. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mazda project that wasn't supposed to be a project. Last time we inspected the sealing that I did, put on some primer and then put on some stone chip, in fact 2 coats of primer, waiting for that to dry, put on the stone chip. Let's go and check out the stone strip. Oh, I feel like I'm tripping over myself, and get some underseal on there. Right. It's been a few hours now, and that is all nice and hard. It seems to have run a little bit where all the seam sealer is. You can see where the orange primer is underneath, but overall it looks pretty good. There's a little patch there that looks like it could do with a second coat, but I haven't got any, so that's how it's going to be. So let's get some underseal on there. Makes me very happy. Is that really sad? I've been looking at rust and bodywork holes for so long, or just a car with no bodywork, and this is actually looking pretty good. I got excited. I did the other side as well. Look at that. Yes. Yes. The worst bit is to try and get kind of in the lip, inside the lip here, because you can't see what you're doing, so you kind of just like stand back a little bit, angle it in there and hope for the best. May have got a bit excited. I found another can of it and I've done all the floor, both sides, chassis legs, covered up a few bits of rust, but I got it all in there. Personally, I prefer actual spray black underseal stuff because it's in a spray can, it's a lot easier to put on, and I just think it offers a better protection. I put a lanyard guard on the van last year, and it's in like a squeezy pump, and it's not the easiest to put on, and it's just like a thin clear coating, and in my head I don't think it's going to offer as good a protection as this stuff. Is actually like a thick, like tarry stuff, and actually seals and protects. You actually got like a layer of protection on there. Lovely. Don't worry about that hole there, that's just a speed hole. That's for aerodynamics. Right, let's get this down a bit lower and then investigate what needs to happen on this wing. I must say, it is super handy having this 2-poster lift, because it's like height adjustable workbench for your car. Right, that needs rubbing back because I don't think primer's going to stick to that, and then I'll see what I've got to grind these welds back. Obviously I want to try and grind the top of the weld off, but I don't want to go too far and make the bodywork thin. Also, it's been so long, so it's actually starting to go rusty, so I need to get that off as well. Right, let's see what I've got. Right, grinder time. Not that sort of grinder, or MC grinder, it's an angle grinder. I've just dug out my flappy disc, and it's not very flappy. It's a bit worn down, but we'll give it a go anyway. But we might have to go and get another one of them. Right, there we go, all plumbed in. In fact, I'm actually going to put the roof up because there's already enough dust in here, and rust and metal scrapings enough to make another Another Mazda, I reckon. Oh, see, this is what I love about this car. Literally 2 seconds. You can't put the roof up on a Porsche 718 Boxster Spider as fast as that. So, yet another reason why an MX5 is better than a Porsche. A little grind up so far. The trick is to try and get it as flat as you can for filler, but not obviously grind through the metal either side. The other problem that I've got is the sparks are flying everywhere, and I've put the roof up, so I might get a bit of a blanket on there or something to stop the sparks going through the roof, because I would like that. I'd like that to stay waterproof as long as possible. There we go, better than nothing. Right, on to the next stage. Mate, I tell you what, getting surgical with this, mate. So this, basically we had to move the panel a bit further forward because there was a bit, when we first tacked it in, there was a bit of a door gap, so we moved the whole panel forward, which left the top of this fine where we'd cut it originally, but there's a bit of an extra gap down the back, so there's quite a bit of weld in there. So that's a bit not the tidiest. However, on the top here, it's actually starting to take a bit of shape. That's what it kind of looked at. You've got like a nice bead of weld along the top, which actually you can see it sits really proud. And then the idea is to weld it back, but you're kind of grinding it so that you want to take the weld off, but you don't want to make this really thin. But at the moment, that's all looking pretty good. Yeah, happy with that. It's a bit of a ridge that runs along here, so I'm not really sure what to do with that, but there we go. Okay, angle grinding update. Look at that. Not bad, eh? Till we get to here. Yeah. Basically, this is like a great big lump, so I've got to take it off anyway, because otherwise, when you try and like filler this, there's going to be a big bulge here. So I think I might have to try and get a blob of weld in there or something. And then also where the spot welds were from behind here, I've grinded them flat because they just discoloured the metal a little bit. And I was getting really proud of myself. I was like, oh brilliant, I'm nearly done. And then I forgot I've got to do inside the door as well. So I've not done too bad. Done this bit in here, getting down there. I've ignored this bit for a minute because my back was hurting the angle of that on angle grinding, and then that is smooth as. That is beautiful. Right, there we go. I don't think that looks too bad. That's all nice and smooth all the way up there. I've got a bit thin there and there. I don't think the weld's gone all the way through there, so a bit of an overlap, and we've still got to sort out that hole here. Right, this is going to go one way or the other. I've got the old sparkly glue gun out that we're clamped on. I've turned it right down, but because it's all polished up, it should make a good contact. And then I'm going to try and fill that in. I'm not confident, but let's give it a go. That is the trouble with stick welding, even turned right down. I'm just making it bigger. What pig. Okay, so fast forward a couple of hours. I went down and saw my cousin Sam because I sent him a picture of the bodge up that I made. Basically what happened was I've arc welded all that it basically was waterproof, but as soon as I started grinding it back, basically I had the arc welder turned down so low that what was behind it wasn't actually melting. So as soon as I started grinding the top of it off, it was basically just full of holes, and then it all, like a big lump of it just fell in the wing. So he cut that bit out, welded a patch over there, and then there's a couple of places here that I actually ground it too thin as well, so he touched those bits up as well. And then while I was down there, I actually got some, he had some really coarse, I think it was like P240, and then keyed all this up, ready for a bit of primer. Right, let's slap some primer on there. I'm basically just going to use what I had. I investigated loads of different primers. I should probably go and get some etch primer or epoxy primer, but the stuff that I've got is, I think it's going to do fine, and because I've keyed it all up, I'm sure it'll be good. Right, let's slap some on. Randomly, I've also got like an even bigger dent in there now. You probably can't even see it. It's really noticeable. Basically, when we were welding this bit, like the metal kind of contracts and gets really hot when you're welding it. And then this is like a great big dent in here now, but at some point, I'm going to smooth all this over and get some bodywork done. Never done any body filler or anything like that. But for now, I literally just want to get some primer on it and just drive the thing, because it's been off the road for about 2 months now. And I'm desperate to just get out there. Maybe that's the colour I should go for the whole car. Look at that. Right, we'll wait for that to dry. Go and have a milky brew. Right. It's been an hour or so. I had a chat with my mum, a cup of tea. Oh, let's put the light on, hang on. Oh dear, it's a bit brush marky. It looked better from over there. Oh man, I'll be honest, I'm not too worried about this. So this is all going to get sanded and filled and wrapped at some point. But the most important thing is I just want to get on the road and drive the thing. That doesn't look too bad. Right, let's get another coat on it. Actually, one of the things I am going to do while that is drying, where I've taken the mud flaps off, it looks pretty dreadful, so I'm going to try and get some of that. The mud flaps aren't going back on because I think they look terrible, and the front ones are missing anyway, so I'm going to try and get a bit of that off. GT85 for everything, isn't it? Literally slap that on there. Get an oily rag and rub it off. I think there's a bit of rubbish where that's been on. I don't think that's going to come off. Never mind, we get the worst of it off. Make a state of it. It's like overspray and dirt, and it feels so rough. I'll have to machine polish this, but I really can't be bothered. You can see where someone's rattle canned it. Not very well. Oh well, it makes me less precious about it even more. So really not bothered. What about this side? I'll be honest, I think that's as good as you're going to get here, because also I think where someone's rattle canned this rear bumper, I don't think they took the mud flaps off, because that is a kind of different colour silver. Oh well. Oh Oh well. Right, annoyingly, I've just looked at the can and it says I've got to leave it 14 to 16 hours between coats. So I'm going to leave this video here, go home, edit this, and then come back in the next one, another coat of that, some grey primer, because then that'll look a bit better than that. And then I've got a front lip to go on as well. Can't have a look in it. This is my boot of bits with some LED lights. I'm going to get them on there. And I've got it's a universal front lip. Basically all the front lips I was looking at were like 80, 90 quid. I'm like, I don't really want to spend that. And I was chatting to one of the guys up at the drifting, and he says, oh, 8 quid for this like rubber strip that you stick on. And then he didn't trust the stickiness, so he put some self-tappers through it as well. So I'll probably put that on the front as well. But for now, we're going to leave it there. Like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Leave a comment. Are you enjoying the build so far? What are you looking forward to the most? I know what I'm looking forward to the most. Where is it? Raw, massive skids. And I'll see you on the next one. My days, this is so hard, but I'm persevering. Nearly there. Good grief. There she is, done. Anyone wants to have a moan at that, you come and try and stick weld. Bodywork. Oh my days, what a faff.